Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is advertising for Mission Impossible, for the new Mission Impossible movie, and I truly do believe that Tom Cruise is single-handedly going to, if not
he's going to save Hollywood.
I don't think he's going to save Hollywood, but I think he is single-handedly slowing down its demise by actually making movies for everyone. You know that phrase, inclusion? He actually wants to include everyone in his movies, and we're going to watch this clip here, guys. This is freaking great.
What a guy.
So, This is Tom Cruise. Like, how do you advertise for your new movie? You just hang off a plane. This is great. Let me full
He's
screen?
60.
Yeah, dude. Well,
That's crazy,
vampires.
dude.
Well, in Scientology, you get special anti-aging.
Wish I could be there with you.
Based.
I'm sorry for all the extra noise. As you can see, we are building the latest
Can you go full screen?
installment of Mission Impossible. And right now we're over gorgeous Spider Canyon in stunning South Africa. And we're making this film for the big screen for audiences to see in your wonderful theater.
Brother.
That just the first time I heard that, I got big, beautiful wall vibes when he said, "In your wonderful theaters,
Your big, wonderful
in your
theaters.
big IMAX, 50 feet high."
Hi, everybody. Hey, listen, I hate to interrupt, but we really got to roll. We are losing the lights, low on fuel. Oh, yeah, we got to roll, huh? Low on fuel, that's not good. I'm sorry, we got to go. Wait, did you tell them about the thing? Oh, yeah, the thing. You know, we have a first look at the Mission Impossible trailer and a very special screening of Gun Maverick in its entirety. So please enjoy. And hey, let's all have a great summer. And action! We'll see you at the movies.
Notice how he said, "Let's all have a great summer."
How did they do that stunt?
That's okay. I just want to point out here, guys, that a Scientologist is now the great uniter of American cinema.
Who would have thought?
Who
I
would've
just
thought?
want to say Jeff Probst in Survivor did that first.
How do you do that stunt?
I don't know,
like
dude.
fastened
Thi-
to
this
the
is-
plane?
Yes. This is what I want to talk about. Say, whenever these actors, whether it's the Rings of Power, whether it's the Don't Worry Darling, they seem to make it about themselves in what they're going through and then try to connect it back to their project.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise makes it about the project, knowing that it will eventually make it about him.
Inadvertently, it's about Tom Cruise.
But that gives you a lot more goodwill when you seem to make it about the movies, about the spectacle. He had the thing when Maverick came out that he sat down in his chair and he told the fans, he goes, "We are so happy that you guys can watch this movie on the big screen. This is where it's meant to be seen." He comes off as a guy who just wants to make movies and just happens to be a gazillionaire, so they allow him to. I was watching an interview with Matt Damon this weekend where he talks about how he got to do the scene where he walks on the building in one of the Mission Impossible movies, and he says, "So I was talking to the stunt safety guy, right? And I told him about the scene I wanted to do, and I explained the whole scene to him, and I go this, and he goes, and the stunt safety guy goes, 'That's insane. You can't do that.' And he says, 'So I got a new stunt safety guy,' and like he just wants to. He has to put up all his own insurance to get because he's worth so much money that he has to basically pay out the make sure that the studio isn't on the hook if he dies doing something crazy. And I think he's developed a weird niche where I don't know how safe any of this stuff he's doing is, but there's something about a guy who's very, very welcoming to everybody, cares about his craft, and is just a little bit nuts, that has somehow worked to make him the last real bastion of old school filmmaking. And it paid off for them this weekend because Top Gun Maverick was the highest grossing movie at the movie theater this weekend.
This weekend.
It's
been a while since it came out.
And it beat Spider-Man No Way Home, which was re-released. And what is the number one connecting factor of both those movies? It's that they're both just movies that you go to have fun at, not to be preached at and lectured at, and have Olivia Wilde tell you that she's dismantling the patriarchy with her stupid B-movie feminist bullshit. Sorry.
And Spider-Man has a bit of that like representation stuff. But
Yes.
since they don't do it on the nose, it comes off well.
Well, same with Top Gun Maverick. Has it's not like it's a cast of all just one type of person. It's very different compared to the original Top Gun. And if you look at these numbers here, what's funniest about it is it's not just the number one movie at the theaters. It was the number one movie, Top Gun Maverick, on all, what's to say, in every conceivable platform this weekend, meaning that it like also had highest pay VOD sales, highest at the theaters, all because the guy just has the intelligence to just not lecture you when he's marketing his movie.
Do you think it's even calculated in that way for him, or is it just that he actually, has integrity and he's excited about the films?
I think if I had to guess, back in the day, I would have said that it was calculated. But we also kind of tend to take that approach sometimes that celebrities are delusional and don't really understand the world around them. I think he comes from a different era in Hollywood and has so much clout built up that he doesn't have to kowtow to to how the industry has changed and progressed. He gets to make movies the way he wants to make them, which is reminiscent of an era that's long since passed.
It's definitely a combination of both, because he does have the street cred in terms of the action movies, because he is known to do his own stunts. And this guy has literally like bled and broken his legs, over the stunts he does. Like every Mission Impossible movie, a quarter of its marketing is how Tom Cruise got injured in this movie.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
And even if it's only the appearance of it, it seems like this guy is like willing to die for his craft.
Yeah. It's legendary. And
notice what's not in any of those discussion points. There's nothing to talking about race. They're not talking about sexuality. They're not talking about the patriarchy. They're not talking about a bunch of nonsense that have their place as far as discussions in the public eye. I have no problem with that. It does not belong for billion-dollar movies or films that cost any amount of money to produce, because it's naturally divisive. You limit your audience when you make those your talking points. I'm not even saying you don't even need to include those elements in the movies. You just shouldn't market them that way.
Yeah, the marketing for Top Gun Maverick was always strong from what I remember. And I think it's because they just have more faith in him, rightly so, than they would have faith in a Rings of Power with a cast of a bunch of nobodies that's derivative of an extremely successful, by comparison, film franchise and book series. You can see from the very beginning, before something is even out, whether the people making it actually believe in it.
Yes. And when he's talking about it, he talks about the movie. He talks about the ability to make the movie, the spectacle of the movie. He doesn't talk about the messaging of the movie,
right?
Because he understands that that's not the important
Which could
part.
have easily been inserted.
Yeah.
As I said, like, they could have made it Top Gun, but Maverick has to get up with the times, and all the younger pilots have to teach him how things are today.
The honest trailer.
And he
for
gets
this movie
condescended to by all of the people that he's supposed to be teaching. That could have easily been a way to knock down that character and disrespect the first movie. But because they have faith in Tom Cruise as a star, and he is a true movie star, it didn't end up like that. And now the word of mouth for Top Gun Maverick is incredible.
Right.
It just broke number 5 of all-time highest grossing movies.
So it went up 2?
It just passed Black Panther. No, it went up 1. It went from 7 to 6, and then from 6 to 5. It just passed Black Panther. It is now the 5th highest grossing domestic movie of all time. All because the guy didn't tell you that you should feel bad because of the movie was made a certain way, and didn't tell you that you needed to get with the times to watch this movie.
It's beyond that. I think the same reason why I like Top Gun is the same reason why I like Bullet Train. It's because it's a movie that allows you to suspend disbelief from beginning to end.
Well, yeah, of course. And it's not preaching a message. They didn't do that with Bullet Train either.
There was so much in Bullet Train that is absolutely absurd, like believability wise. Like the train going off the tracks and everyone like comes out without a scab.
Yeah.
Like, it's perfect. I didn't question it for a moment.
So it says non-woke Top Gun. I love Breitbart in their editorializing. Non-woke Top Gun Maverick. They should rename the movie Non-woke Top Gun Maverick. Shatters home video record. So it says this means that it sold more copies in its first week after its release as a digital purchase than any other movie ever.
Wow.
All because the dude told a story about an old guy flying planes.
People are surprisingly easy to please. When Hollywood learns that, you will get over your difficulties.
I am the quintessential
Make more money.
I am the quintessential audience. I just want something I can put on in the background while I'm working.
It's like people are begging to pay for something good.
Yes.
Take my money. But they're like, no.
Yeah.
My loyalty to the craft and to my social agenda is too strong. I don't want your money.
The YouTuber that I reference a lot, Zach from Comics Matter, used to talk about this all the time. He goes, people want to give you their money. When people criticize if people give you critiques in the comment section, they're literally giving you free feedback that companies actually spend tons of money to acquire. They want to part with their money, but it's like these people just don't want to do that because the messaging matters more than actually making any money.
And honestly, the movie theater itself is kind of a sacred space for this culture.
I still love movie theaters.
Yeah.
As somebody who's extremely ADHD and has a very hard time sitting through stuff start to finish, going to a movie theater where the sound and the scope of the project, like of what you're looking at, forces you to be present the whole time.
Which is why I think you should see Bullet Train in theaters and not wait for it to be on streaming platforms.
It's really good.
I think that's quintessential.
Some good things about the theaters. So it's a wholesome, depending on the movie, but typically it's like a wholesome thing that couples can do, children can do. You don't feel bad dropping off your kids if they're all teenagers to watch a movie. If it's a good movie and you know what they're watching, right?
Yep.
And it's one of those rare areas of congregation grow less and less. It's one of those few areas where you meet people of all walks of life and you all just go and share a moment.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Yep. And he wants you to share that moment regardless of what you look like, regardless of what you believe, who you vote for. He believes in the artistry and the magic of what that craft creates, whereas everybody else seems to just want to use that craft to push something that has nothing to do with it. And I am annoyed by, if I have to choose between Olivia Wilde and Tom Cruise, I'm taking Tom Cruise every single time. Mm-hmm. Every single time. She's going to hit the wall. He's going to do a stunt involving the wall. It's going to be incredible. Perfect. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.